So, good afternoon, Miss. My name is Andrea, and today I will be sharing my personal teaching philosophy, which this philosophy guides not only how I teach, but also how I interact with my students, develop my classroom culture, and also see my role as an educator in a complex and ever-changing world. So, to me, teaching is not just about delivering lessons or preparing students for tests, as Darling Hammett explain. So modern teaching is a multi-dimensional and relation process, and it involves shaping identity, values, and also society. So in my own philosophy, I see teaching as a life-shaping journey. It's about nurturing emotional intelligence, ethical thinking, and also a genuine passion for learning. And I believe education should be balanced, inclusive, and also holistic, which is designed not just for academic success, but for human development. So, the next is goal of education. In my opinion, the true goal of education goes far beyond rote memorization or also exam preparation. I believe the purpose of education is to develop well-rounded individuals, where people who think deeply, care genuinely, and also contribute meaningfully to society. So, according to Biesta, education should help learners to make sense of the world and their place in it. I agree with this perspective, and I want my students to not only understand academic content, but to become moral, curious, and also resilient individuals. Education is also a powerful tool for social transformation. As UNESCO points out, it fosters social cohesion, reduces inequality, and also empowers individuals to imagine and create better futures. So the next is teaching and learning. So how do I define teaching and learning within the school context? I see teaching as a responsive, thoughtful, and creative act. It's about designing environment where students feel safe, supported, and intellectually challenged. And it's not about one-way instruction. It's about building trust and also fostering curiosity. Meanwhile, the learning is a process driven by curiosity, collaboration, and also reflection. So students are not passive recipients; they are active participants who connect new ideas to personal experiences. So, as Yellen emphasized, learning is emotional, social, and also cognitive. In my classroom, I strive to create a space where where students will ask questions, take risks, solve problems, and take ownership of their learning. And ultimately, teaching and learning are mutually reinforcing. A great teacher learns from their children just as students grow through meaningful teaching. And next. So why I choose teaching? I choose teaching because I believe in transformative power of education. I'm passionate about helping children discover their identities, values, and also their strengths. And teaching gives me the chance to make a lasting difference in the lives of young people. Every day brings new challenges and opportunities for growth for my students and also for me. And I am deeply inspired by the dynamic nature of teaching. It requires long life learning, reflection, and even adaptability. So, according to Tech Malaysia, teaching is one of the most rewarding careers because it allows us to witness the growth of minds and also hearts. And next will be the teacher I aspire to be. I aspire to be a thoughtful, empathic, and also a creative educator. My goal is to create a classroom culture where every student feels safe, feels seen, heard, and also supported, not just academically, but emotionally and also socially. I want my students to feel confident in their identities, excited about learning, and hopeful about their futures. I hope to guide, challenge, and also encourage them with care. I also want to be a reflective practitioner, constantly improving my teaching through feedback and also research. In our digital age, I believe it's essential to use technology wisely to enhance learning and prepare students for the future. So the next is expected challenges in teaching. So I know that teaching is not without its challenges. So some of the difficulties I anticipate including manage diverse learning needs, coping with a heavy workload, and also keeping up with constant curriculum and tech changes. So one particularly pressing issue is the mental health and also well-being of students, especially after the pandemic, which is COVID-19. So teachers today need more than academic expertise. We need emotional intelligence and compassion. Finding a balance between teaching quality, paperwork, and student support will require skill and also self-awareness. So the next is strength and weaknesses as a teacher. I will talk about strength first. So one of my greatest strength, I think, is adaptability. I am able to adjust my teaching style to meet the needs of different learners and respond calmly to unexpected situations. And I am also empathic and patient, which help me to build strong relationships with my students. And the other strength is I know how to use digital tools creatively and also effectively. I enjoy designing engaging, tech-enhanced lessons that appeal to different learning styles. And the next, I'll talk about weaknesses. So, like all teachers, I'm on a learning journey. One area I need to work on is my tendency to overplan and also overwork myself. And I'm learning to set healthy boundaries and accept that perfection isn't always possible. And another challenge is classroom management, especially handling disruptive behavior calmly and constructively. I'm planning to attend professional development workshops and also seek for mentorship to improve in this area. So the next is my personal philosophy statement. So my teaching philosophy is based on the belief that every child is unique and capable of learning when supported in the right way. Education is not just an academic journey, it is a transformative process. I see my role not just as a content provider, not an instructor, but I'm a mentor and facilitator. I want to nurture curiosity, creativity, empathy, and also critical thinking in my students. My beliefs are influenced by pragmatism and existentialism, which I value real-world learning and student agency. I tend to use inquiry-based learning, collaborative projects, and also formative feedback to help students grow as an individual and global citizens. So the next will be educational philosophy comparison. So my approach aligns most closely with pragmatism because I believe learning should be experiential, problem solving, focused, and also student centered. Students learn best when content connects to their lives. And also borrow some from existentialism, which is especially the idea of personal meaning and student choice. I want students to find their voice and also their purpose. And lastly will be the conclusions. So my teaching philosophy is not fixed, it's a living framework that grows with me. And I see education as a moral, civic, and intellectual mission that goes beyond the classroom, grounded in pragmatism, enriched by existentialism, and supported by constant reflection. My philosophy guides me to create an inclusive, inquiry-driven, and also caring learning environments for students. And my ultimate goal is to inspire students not only to succeed academically, but to become ethical, resilient, and also compassionate citizens of the world. And that's from me. Thank you.